300. 300. Welcome to.
I can't believe it.
Fireworks going off in the background, O'Brien. Remember when I came up with this idea for this podcast, and I said, and then I sustained it and made sure it was. I was like, we need to do this.
I'm looking back at
Half
my
of that
calendar.
is not true.
Let's see. So
300th episode.
I think it was June of 2018.
Yes. When we used to do it at the radio station?
I think it was June.
The girl would...
Here it is. Record. Let's see. There's June 8th, 2018. Record radio show.
Not a podcast.
Stillwater. We met at 7:30 that morning, and then we recorded shows at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
What were we thinking there?
We were getting stuff done because you just can't. I mean, the sound equipment we didn't have, the money we didn't have. If you want to send donations to Pastors of Pain podcast, you're more than welcome to.
I think that was when we first recorded. I can't find one sooner.
Oh, really? You're digging around in there? Well, I think it was around that summertime because it was really hot outside and it was really cold in the studio. It was great. I loved it. What are you doing over there?
I'm just looking at my calendar and it's super interesting. So, Father Kerry, I am like
elated.
300.
Yep. Hey, Rob and I decided that we're going to keep this show going.
Oh, say more.
Yeah. So we're going to keep the show going in your absence, and we're gonna do a combination of things. We're gonna interview some of the other deacon candidates from here. We're going to interview students who are going to be focused missionaries. We're going to just do some, we're going to go down to maybe Finnegan's Bar and do one while we're playing shuffleboard over there. Or no.
You can do whatever I'm leaving.
Oh, great. Rob says no. I'm glad Rob's crushing some of my dumb ideas.
So during Lent, we were talking about, shedding and letting go.
Lobster.
Be the lobster. I must say, part of, I remember when I left Bishop Kelly High School to come here, part of, I have to, not that I don't care.
But you don't care.
But I have to not care because I'll have other things to care about.
Yeah, we'll record one episode and have it when you're on your first week of sabbatical. And then Rob and I will just do stuff together, right, Rob?
I think that's great.
Come on, baby.
I actually, because people have been asking, is it going to keep going? What are you going to do?
And to the people in Germany who listen faithfully, to the people in Alaska,
to the Cayman Islands,
to the people on vacation in the Cayman Islands, we salute you.
I haven't looked at that in a while, so I don't know where we stand on our various countries.
Well, for the people of Maine and Boston who have heard the Lobster podcast, the hits will keep going, but without.
So 300 episodes, and we have had something like 220,000 downloads.
Is that a lot?
I don't know. I think so.
220,000 of anything is a lot. People have 300,000 items in their home, so on average.
Not me anymore.
I know. Purge, baby. Lobster.
Shedding, molting. Anyway, I think that's
pretty good.
I hope it's been good for people. I mean, we hear good things. We hear, we get good feedback on this episode or that. And, it's I think it's kind of like homilies, There are certain, you hear, if you're a regular practicing Catholic, you hear at least one homily a week. And, there's times when homilies hit and, and move you to action. And, and other times that it's like, okay, well, that was all right, And other times you're like, And my guess is that has been people's reactions to the podcast of certain ones that maybe you remember. If you would, maybe if you're listening to this, I think it would be interesting for us.
Send it to Rob.
Would you just reach out to me or Father Kerry or Rob Ponce? His email is communications@sfxstillwater.org. And like I don't know, what's your favorite episode?
Or more you want to hear of in the years to come.
Yes.
With Father O'Brien gone.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to bring you back as a guest sometime.
What am I coming back for?
Well, I don't know. I've been sent out to Stillwater, and let's see. I mean, I may never make it back to Tulsa.
What makes you?
Harrison Garlick is not listening to this. Castle's not listening. The bishop's not listening to this show. So I'm gonna.
The diocese promotes our show.
I know. Okay, so to avoid not like, just.
What was your favorite episode?
I'm very forgetful. And I've never had a really good memory. And that's probably why it makes me a great confessor. I want to say, I would say the ones we did on the Eucharist.
Yes. We did a lot.
Yeah.
I'll bet 20 or 30 shows are just about the Eucharist.
Yeah. Also,
we did that walk through the Mass. I thought that was really interesting.
What?
Oh, yeah. Rob was reminding us we did an episode real early on. It was a two-parter. It was a two-part about being annoying. So the first one was called "Annoying Things Our People Do," and I would say that was probably our most controversial.
But what was about that is we always record in 2s and 3s. So there was annoying things priests do.
After.
There was it was recorded like 3 minutes after we finished the other one. And because of that, the first one went out, and then none of my people gave me flack.
Yeah, I got some flack about that one. But it wasn't,
But they didn't know that the next week there was one coming out called Annoying Things Priests
We should have started with ourselves, maybe.
Yeah, well, we lessons learned, right?
But it was I thought it was actually a good episode. If you only saw the title, I could see how that would be offensive. that we, your priests, are like so uppity and high that we find you all annoying. When in fact, what we were trying to get across was, how can you help us, like, to pray better as a parish, evangelize better as a parish? That there's annoying things that people do that mess with parish life.
Yeah.
And then the priest one. Anyway, those are. I should go back and listen to those.
A couple of them on
funny.
Like different books we're reading.
Yep,
and that actually gave
those are good.
It gave some good stuff for people, because when we're talking about intellectual formation, which is like the 4 pillars of priestly formation, and is it 3 pillars?
4.
4. Yeah, the 4 pillars of priestly formation from John Paul II. And one of them is intellectual formation, and so
human formation,
spiritual, pastoral, and intellectual.
Yeah.
And so we're always supposed to be growing in our intellectual life, because when we do that, it stimulates the mind to think, and it also causes us to lobster, to shed things.
Yeah.
So even that, and you actually, one of the benefits of that was I started getting audiobooks. Of which, since I've done that, now an app that I won't name we'll call it Daudible, won't shut off my credit card and keeps charging me for books. Daudible, I even got rid of my credit card, and Daudible, an unnamed app that does audiobooks.
Do you not use it anymore?
I do.
Oh.
I can't.
You want things for free?
I can't keep up with the pace of 5 books in my queue.
And they're like giving you free books, right?
No,
don't they give you one a month?
Well, yeah, you pay for them, like $12.
Right.
That's part of my intellectual formation. And so during the summertime, or when Christmas time, or when I'm on driving, I sometimes just like grip and rip a book for 3 or 4 hours. But that's really hard to do. I'll probably do that this summer. So that was a good episode. I think
I liked the one we did about why OSU football is like the Mass. You remember that?
Vaguely.
Do you ever see where the other night we were watching it was like a retrospective about Chris Farley.
Oh, that
Remember
was
that?
like 6 or 8 weeks ago.
If you want to really laugh, go watch. There's a Saturday Night Live skit where it's called The Chris Farley Show, and he interviews Paul McCartney, and he goes, "Remember when you were with the Beatles?" And Paul McCartney's like, "Yeah, Chris, I remember that. That was awesome." You remember when you said that the love that you make is equal to the love that you take? Yeah, I remember that, Chris. Is that true? Anyway, it's very, very funny. It's very funny. Anyway, do you remember that episode when we did? So we talked about OSU football.
Yes, O'Brien, I do.
That OSU football is very liturgical, right? You wear certain things. You show up at a certain time.
Uh-huh. It's inside a specific building.
At a very specific building built for that purpose. When you go, certain things happen at this time.
Uh-huh.
We all stand and we sing the Star Spangled Banner. And then, the horse comes out.
There's sins that are committed.
And then, yes.
Yellow flags come flying.
Yes, exactly. I really liked that because I think that's like we're built for liturgy.
Yes.
And hopefully, your religion liturgy, your faith liturgy comes first. But then all that stuff that like OSU does feeds into that pattern of life. So when people like rip on Catholics for being too formal or too liturgical, and then those same people go to an OSU game and wear the uniform and show up at that exact time and stand whenever, when they're supposed to. Yeah.
We've been going to basketball games a lot this semester.
Yes.
And
so anyway, I thought that was
way.
I thought that was a great episode.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Remember?
I do, O'Brien.
That was great. That was awesome.
The Chris Farley. It was until that episode we were watching that of Chris Farley that the motivational speaker Matt Foley is actually a priest.
Yeah.
He's making fun of a buddy of his who's a priest.
I think he did. Then when Farley died, he
did his funeral.
Did his funeral. Yeah.
Yeah.
My name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker.
Oh.
I am thrice divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
It was the pants.
And then he's going, and, I want to, you young man, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a writer. A writer? Oh, Dad, is that Bill Shakespeare over there? Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, best episodes. Do you, Rob? Do you have any suggestions?
Best episodes? I mean, out of 300,
I can't remember 9.
You can't?
Other Eucharist, maybe something on my sabbatical.
I think that was helpful. I like the interviews that we did. When I interviewed my dad, that was fun.
These are recent memories.
That was fun.
What was like our 15th episode?
I liked doing singing the Mass versus singing at Mass. I thought that was a good one.
What was episode 15? I'm just picking out a number, but like deep cut, like way back there, like in the vinyl section, 8-track legendary. I'm just as. Because there's something back in there. It's like, whoa, we forgot because we used to have a list of topics, and then
we
burned through that list, and then we're like, okay, what are we going to talk about next? And we're like, we just started making stuff up, and then, but it's all.
I think one of the things when we started, we were kind of like, what are we going to talk about? Like, what are we gonna, what are we gonna do? I mean, every week when we record, like every once in a while, we always have way too many topics. Like I'll send you like 5 or 6, and then you send me back 2 or 3, and it's just
There's episode 15.
Ooh, wedding do's and don'ts.
Oh, bro,
That was a good one.
You know
go
what?
back and
I've
listen
got
to
another
that.
30.
That's from May 20th, 2022.
Your confessor is your spiritual chiropractor. Episode 15.
Was that was really?
Yeah.
Wow.
What I wanted, an interview with a focused missionary. I want to get an interview with an exorcist and get one of those voice changing devices, and they talk. That'd be totally sweet. Love your Lord and his mother. We love babies. Yes, we do. We love babies. How about you? Why sports fans should be Catholic.
Yes, I think that was the one.
So there's all this beautiful
We've had
stuff.
seminarians on.
What do priests do on spring break? I am heading to an all-inclusive resort. No, I'm not.
I'm not going anywhere for spring. I'm staying here.
Oh yeah, because you're covering my mass for Palm Sunday.
I am covering you on Palm Sunday.
I need to get you.
I do have coming up. What's actually very exciting, and then we can go back to talking about our favorite episodes. I'm doing a parish mission. I'm leading a parish mission. I usually do one a year, one or two a year. No, I'm going to Podo.
East Coast
with Father Sean O'Brien.
Yeah,
it will be the largest single gathering of Father O'Brien's in the history of Oklahoma.
And you're basing that on?
There are 2 of us, and we will be together for like 4 days.
In the same rectory.
We'll be in the same rectory. We'll be celebrating Mass together.
Yeah, because there's no other Brian O'Briens or O'Briens.
Maybe. And Father Sean.
Three O'Briens. Your first name, last name, and then Sean.
There you go.
Okay.
I really liked the interviews with Deacon Tom Cabine.
Who?
Those were good. Those were really good.
I was not here for those.
This was April 2021. We had an episode called Death, Graduation, Unemployment, and Breakups.
I don't remember that.
How to mourn a loss in life.
Oh, your dad's I'm dead book.
The dead. No, but I remember that was your idea because you were it was right at the end of the school year, and you were like, because every year you do this, every year I see it, you have to mourn the loss of like graduation. You invest in these young people, and then they leave.
They fly like a bird.
But they also go through, like when you're graduating.
Yeah.
It's a loss to be mourned. No one died, but
what was the title of that podcast?
Death, Graduation, Unemployment, and Breakups. How to mourn a loss in life. Is the devil real? Ooh, there's
some goodies.
We did all the commandments. Do you remember when we went through?
Right. And we sprinkled them out over a couple month period.
Yes. And then we did lots of things, lots of updates on your
building and the new church being
on your church being built. Oh, here's like a lot of COVID. I'm going backwards as I wow.
And
so COVID stuff, baptism, liturgical colors, using and misusing the Lord's name.
There's been a lot. You were the creative genius behind a lot of these titles, though.
Praying for the dead, the efficacy and rationale. Whoa.
What episode was that?
I think one of our most listened to episodes ever was Catholicism and the 2020 election.
Oh, really?
Yep. That got a lot.
We need to do another one on those.
We did one. There's one on atheism. That was yours. Atheism and intellectual pride. That was October 2020. Miscarriage? We did an episode on miscarriage? More atheism?
Hey, we need to do an episode coming up soon before you bounce out of here on the election in November. Because, oh boy.
Okay, we can. That's fine.
what I'm seeing go on.
Oh, I interviewed Matt Cabine. Can science and religion go together? And these are so, I'm saying all these because these might, if any of these topics like jump out to you, you can go and listen to them.
What?
I mean, there's some that I mean, June 2020, George Floyd, racism, and how the Eucharist will make us more loving. Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, and Your Spiritual Life.
Oh, that was great.
That was a total COVID episode.
Yeah. I want to see that again, The Last Dance. It was so good.
A tribute to our mothers. That was May 2020.
I really want to hear the first 3 episodes again because we would always make the joke that the only people listening are
our mothers.
And my mother was not listening.
Embracing. Here's the other day you were having a conversation with Mary Frost and I was too.
Oh yeah.
Separately. And she said you should do a show on Liturgy of the Hours. And I knew we had done one. And I sent her March 2020, Embracing the Liturgy of the Hours.
Okay.
We did one on the morale of priests in 2020.
Did we?
Because then we did the one we did about a year ago right now on burnout.
Oh,
we scared people with that one. That was when people are like, you guys are not okay.
I was hoping someone would take me on a trip to the Caribbean with them.
To the Cayman Islands.
Not just listen to our podcast, take me there with them. I don't need to go.
The Houston Astros cheating and your conversion. That was February 2020, right before COVID. Do alligators count as meat? And other questions about Lent.
I do remember that.
How to receive Holy Communion. I remember that because me and Father Robert Duck, we did whole, a whole preaching thing about that. And then COVID shut everything down. There's annoying things priests do. I think that's our most listened to episode ever.
Annoying things priests do.
There it is. Wow.
Deep cuts. What episode was that?
It doesn't have numbers on it, but that was January 26th, 2020.
Yeah, because we went away from numbers. 2 things we did early on is we got this theme song. We got this music, and then we stopped announcing what number of the episode it was.
Is Christmas a pagan holiday?
Oh, yeah. Debunking.
A funeral is not a celebration of life.
Oh, yes. Wow. There were some
good
ones. Did
Jesus have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, there was a lot of. We did a lot of biblical stuff too.
A lot of apologetics. Lazarus had a help. Why get married at church? There it is. Annoying things our people do. September 2019. So actually, we recorded that in September, and we didn't do annoying.
I thought they were back to back.
No, so that was September, and we did annoying things priests do in January.
Oh boy,
we gave the people a lot of time to simmer. Immigration and the Catholic Church. Back to school episode.
Oh, we did
Blessed Stanley Rother.
Yeah, because the shrine was built when I was here.
Spiritual sloth and your laziness.
Oh,
gosh, missing Sunday Mass is a mortal sin.
Bam.
You will die someday. How to plan your funeral. Oh. That's where my dad got big shout outs there.
Yeah, because I'm dead book.
The I'm dead book.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a vacation and a pilgrimage? Oh, what's the worst thing you've ever done? Divine mercy. Whoa. What do priests do on spring break? How old is your church? These are so interesting.
I'm just sitting here watching you nostalgically drool
over
the past episodes.
The courage apostolate and same-sex attraction.
Yeah, there was a lot.
That was a good episode. The feminine genius. You interviewed Leanne Richardson and Amanda George.
Did I really?
Yeah. That was January 2019.
Oh, yeah, you were gone. And
what was I doing?
You were out doing something.
On retreat or something, yeah.
Hawaii, giving one of those talks at one of those parishes.
Your weird family and getting ready for Thanksgiving.
It's so true.
That is so funny. Why sports fans should be Catholic.
Yes.
Was that episode 15?
No, 15 was the one I mentioned about...
your confessor is your spiritual chiropractor.
Yeah.
We do. We have numbers on them. We stopped at episode 13, putting numbers on it.
Is that one we did?
Wow.
Yeah.
How much stuff do you need? A discussion on minimalism.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of things that drove our conversations of planning. Early on, we had a list of just like, we want to talk about all of these. And yeah, I mean, can we talk about the sacrament of confirmation or ordination ritual? But can we break that out into like 6 episodes? So, I mean, there's just like that, even those Lent missions, I was just telling people, like, just take one little thing from this Lent mission and put it in your life in Lent. And it's the same way with these podcasts. What are you smiling about?
They're just these, I mean, we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we have.
There's a little something for everybody. And you can like go back. I mean, yeah, you can go back and search and you can
see what the...
Yeah. So if you go to pastorsofpain.podbean.com, PODBEAN, pastorsofpain.podbean.com. There they all are. Wow.
Some deep cuts in the vinyl.
So I think, I don't know, just for our own edification, I would love to hear from people. Let's go to the phones. Caller.
Hey, Father Brian, is that really your name?
This is Steve from Stillwater, first time caller. I thought my favorite episode was the ones that Father Kerry wasn't on. Thanks for the show, guys. I'll hang up and listen to your response. Well, Steve, thank you.
Steve, could you give your last name and address?
Thank you for that, Steve. It
so
is
you can
true.
Start sending junk mail to your home.
The episodes that Father Kerry was not on all have more listeners, more downloads than the other ones. We appreciate the call.
We should do a podcast, an episode called Funny Things Where Parents Do That We Find Out Now. That my dad, what he does is very comical. He'll like take mail that's has a return to sender already paid. And he wants to keep the mail, the federal mail, U.S. Postal Service running. So he like puts other junk mail into the envelope, seals it up, and puts it back in the mail and sends
done that.
And sends it back to the people, and it's like full of trash. And his hope is that they'll take him off their mailing list. Is like this guy's annoying.
That's a good way to shed.
Yeah,
unsubscribe from all those emails that you're on from all those companies.
Oh, that's so hard.
Scroll to the bottom. Take 20 seconds. Scroll to the bottom. Unsubscribe. And you're out.
Oh, so 300 episodes.
I can't believe it.
This is a
this is. I mean, I think this is actually a little breaking news, right? That you're gonna just keep it going.
Yeah, Rob and I have been talking about this for weeks now.
What will be fascinating is
a couple days ago.
we go down into the future. Like at some point you're gonna move. And then will it be the two, 20 years from now? Is it, they're going to be on, let's see, we've done 306 years, almost 6 years.
Hey, could we do an episode?
So 20 years from now.
So the week before assignments come out, the episode that is the week before assignments we know are coming out, let's do an election, like who is coming to Stillwater, and let's try to predict it.
I think you and I will know, but we won't be able to tell people.
Oh, really? I don't want to know. I want to know when we're like doing the podcast.
I think we're going to know.
And then we'll start a little smoke fire out back to see Habemus, pastor.
No, the tradition has been, so there's a date on which the moves come out publicly, which this year is April 5th, is the Friday after Easter.
We could do where you're going.
But
that would be awesome.
But I think I'll know.
Scheidler.
I think I'll know, but won't be able to tell people.
Then you could keep me guessing, and I'll move the pieces around,
I'm going to tell you.
Don't. Let's do the podcast.
You're my friend.
Boo.
And I'm going to need support. Wherever I'm going, I mentioned on the last episode of I am excited. I think I will be excited once I know where I'm going. But it will be, anyway, if I'm allowed to tell you, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, okay, great, man. You tell this to me.
Because you can help me.
Hey, remember that time we used to do a podcast together?
Remember that one time? We had a podcast.
We did 300 episodes.
That was great.
Peace.